The human form has been a subject of pieces of art since we started drawing on cave walls, and with good reason. This machine that's with us every day can do so many amazing things, and the way that it moves, the way that it creates line, the way that it emotes is a perfect subject for art because it's a work of art on its own. If this is your first time meeting me, my name is Ben Marcum. I am a boudoir photographer based in Louisville, Kentucky. What I can tell you is that every photographer works differently, and in this video, I can only talk about how we handle nude boudoir photography in my studio. There are all sorts of styles of boudoir photography. My style tends to lean more into the artistic side of things. Let me give you a little backstory. I originally had no intention on being a boudoir photographer. I built my business with professional headshots, which is still a very important part of my business to this day. As I started to settle into that side of my work, I wanted to start exploring portraiture more, and I wanted to try to avoid trends and things that were going to be the avocado green refrigerator of portrait photography in years to come. I never wanted photos that I created of people to end up tucked away in a basement. What I was envisioning was more the type of portraits that many people at that time were seeing on the walls in Downton Abbey. I grew up around an old Victorian mansion where my mother's office was, so I was surrounded by that style of portrait and have a deep affection for that kind of art. Then, on a trip to the Cincinnati Museum of Art, as my wife and I were exploring the museum, I came upon a painting called Woman Drying Her Hair by Joseph DeCamp, which inspired that portrait. I know that's a bit blurry. Here's the original. But that portrait, as I stood and I looked at it in the museum, it got me thinking, and I thought, I think I could probably play with that in the studio. I love the light, I love the shape, I love everything that that portrait is doing. So a friend of mine came to the studio and we created my version, my inspired version of Woman Drying Her Hair. That one portrait has inspired a million more. It made me realize that modern boudoir portraiture could be beautiful pieces of art. It didn't have to be provocative. And if after watching this video you have some time, I encourage you, go look at some of the nude portraits that John Singer Sargent created, or some of the sculpture that Hiram Powers did, or any other hosts of artists, and see how they treated the human form. And a common question that I will be asked when people see that I do photograph nude boudoir is they'll ask, do I have to be nude for my boudoir portraits? Absolutely not. I have photographed almost every style that you can think of in boudoir portrait sessions. We've done lingerie, we've done robes, we've done a lot of things with fabric drape, and everything in between. You get to decide how you want to be photographed. While a lot of people, by the time they find me, have decided that they're going to go nude because they've seen my website or they've seen my social media, it's not a requirement. My job as your photographer is to create the portraits that you're going to love, and for you to have a comfortable experience and a fun experience in this studio. It's important to note that a boudoir session in the studio where someone decides to go unclothed is no different than any other session in the studio. It's just what we're wearing or what we're not wearing. I'm still going to be meticulous about the lighting and make sure that it's telling the story that we need for each portrait that we're creating. And I'm going to guide you through posing and what expressions to make. You don't have to know what to do. I'm taking care of everything. The makeup artist is here with us, also watching my screen. So you've got two sets of eyeballs guiding and directing the entire process. And why do some people decide to go nude for their boudoir portraits, or some of their boudoir portraits? For many years, in at least this country and some others, the human form became taboo, and seeing any parts of it became a little bit scandalous, and those mindsets and values have been shifting. And while it's not for everybody, for some people, they want to see themselves as they are today. Many of the people that I work with will say something to the effect of, I'm never going to look like this again. I want to celebrate this while I have it. So it's a way of documenting. It's a way of saying, that was me. And in my style of boudoir photography, with simple sets and dramatic lighting and classic poses, sometimes if someone's in intimate apparel, that intimate apparel can demand attention. It's going to start to become the star of the show. and it can be beautiful. I have photographed a lot of people in lingerie, and the portraits are outstanding. But what a lot of people find is when they remove the intimate apparel and either go nude or nude with fabric drape, it shifts the focus of the art back on the person. It shifts the focus to the form and to the light and the shadow. It becomes about the art more than the garments. And it's not uncommon during a shoot for people to do multiple looks. So we will do lingerie, we'll do the robe, we'll do the button-up shirt, we'll do nude with fabric drape. We can do a range of things while you're here in the studio. In my studio, what you decide to wear or what you decide not to wear is completely up to you. We will talk about that during your consultation, and whatever you decide, we will create beautiful pieces of art that you're gonna love. If you have questions, please feel free to drop those in the comments below. And if you'd like to book a consultation, there's a link down in the description.